I always get a great feeling when I walk down the hall towards my classroom and I can hear the students talking with one another, joking, laughing. I get a real charge out of watching the class create its own chemistry and its own personality every semester. As hard as it might be to imagine, we don't have to give that up when we move to an online environment. But we do have to be very intentional in cultivating opportunities for students to interact with one another, both synchronously and asynchronously. If students have the time and space to develop working relationships with one another, it'll be much easier for them to engage in discussions, problem-solving exercises, and creative activities that will allow them to learn from one another. Set the tone from the beginning by making sure the students have opportunities to talk with one another. These tactics generally can be used in both synchronous and asynchronous class settings, although some lend themselves to specific environments. At the beginning of the course, ask students to create their own intro videos and to watch one another's videos. Assign students to small groups or have them self-select small groups. Have them explore a few fundamental questions or issues surrounding the topic of your class and determine common interests in materials or module topics. This could be a standalone exercise or a beginning exercise in a series of activities for these small groups. Involve students in a collaborative project during the first few days of class as an icebreaker and a way to build collaborative learning habits. The following examples all use video conference technology or free open access tools that are easy to use and can be found online. Ask small groups of students to map concepts located within assigned course materials by building flowcharts or mind maps in Coggle. Use Padlet to construct a storyboard or post-it note-style visuals based on specific brainstorm or polling questions. Throughout the term, foster continued full class community with some of the activities in the table. Of course, this will depend on the size of the class. Padlet, for example, lends itself to larger group brainstorm or storyboard projects, as do Coggle flowcharts. Hypothesis.is is an annotation tool that is also helpful for cultivating class chemistry. Have them create group videos in Flipgrid that illustrate specific sets of theories or concepts within a course module. Place students in small groups that last across the term to build support systems and community. Create discussion forums that alternate between small groups and the entire class. Have them do small, low-stakes projects across the term, or one larger group project that they present toward the end of term. In synchronous classes, use breakout rooms to gather small groups of students together for discussion. Using small groups helps to frame more inclusive discussions and can help to promote broader participation. In this format, more students can find their voice, and after trying out ideas within the security of a small group, they will be emboldened to speak out in front of a larger group. Make sure to leave room in your class schedule for review and reflection on group activity outcomes and takeaways. Assign roles to each group member, such as recorder and lead speaker, and make sure they rotate the roles each time they gather for a small group discussion. Then, have small groups report out to the larger group after their breakout discussions, so that the conversation has the opportunity to continue in a broader format. For larger projects, leave time for live presentations, or for peer review and reflection on recorded presentations. And finally, just breathe. It's amazing what taking a few breaths together in silence, or taking time to conduct a brief contemplative exercise over music, poetry, a botanical specimen, a person, a thing in motion, can do to foster community. And this can be done synchronously or asynchronously.